been a morning. It has been a morning. It's been a morning.
Everyone.
I think that the morning's gone on for 3 or 4 days. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it has. Welcome to the Saturday morning LiveCast. It's so nice to see you all.
Good morning.
Nice to see you.
Everybody's here.
Mhm.
Pat Jackson, David Dodd, Chris Ferriello, Lisa Gervais, and Fia. It moved.
Fiordalisi.
And yeah, what he said.
Fiordalisi, yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Beats here. Let's see. And let's see. Victor's here. Jory's here. Doris is here. Judy Stutz is here. Corey is here. John Tyner. Hey, John.
Mhm.
June Butka. Hey, June. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
Mhm.
Kathy Bauer. Hey, Kathy. Susie Carter. Vicky Blanco. Let's see. Going on up. Brian, did you get the... Nope. Marie Maloney was the first one here.
Great.
And Audrey Martin. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Janet Isles. Hey, Janet. Let's see. Tanya Kuntz is here. Christine Miller. D. Mark Lemon. I don't think I missed anybody. I may have.
Tanea, Mark. Yeah.
Who's Day Mellon the first from Dizzy North Wales? There we go. From Dizzy North Drizzly. Dizzy would be a good word for this morning. It would be. It's drizzly. So welcome to the Saturday morning LiveCast, where we round up the information from the week past in WikiTree. Now you're wondering why I'm not in orange. Well, I am wearing a WikiTree bracelet. I have a presentation to do this morning, like that goes back to back with this one. So I'm going to be skipping out a tad bit early, but that's okay. Because does anybody notice what Greg's wearing?
I'm wearing orange and red. I know. I'm wearing red because of the theme for the profiles of the week and one of the special days we celebrated this week.
We
but
did
orange
celebrate
because it's cold in this house because we got a major dumping of snow and it's cold and I needed something more than just a t-shirt to keep me warm.
I am with you.
I'm with you. I just got my new Menzie tartan scarf yesterday.
Oh,
so
nice.
red and orange for the win.
Red and orange for the win, yes. So is Menzie's one of your family family branches?
Yes. My great grandmother had the maiden name Menzie.
Nice.
I'm having trouble hopping the pond, but yes.
Jumping the pond. Okay, so I have an interesting issue going on. My two screens, they're infinity screens, so there's barely an edge, so I can put a screen right in the middle of the two. One is lower than the other. So like I have the LiveCast right in front of me, and one is about a half an inch lower than the other one. How weird is that?
That is...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird morning. Hey, WikiTreeers, let's get going. Let's do something fun.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh, Vicky's sending us warm hugs.
Oh, thank you, Vicky.
Thanks.
That's nice. And people are sharing the love between each other, and love seems to be the theme, even though it may be showing up in a tartan or in a red genealogy t-shirt. We got a good question of the week. Let's see what that looks like. Question of the week: do you set weekly genealogical goals? I had so much fun reading through these.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they were pretty hilarious, and I should just put a big banner across my screen that just says "rabbit hole." Because that's what people were talking about. People were talking about how they were like just disappearing down rabbit holes. So let's get this going. And my computer's doing weird stuff. Now, no, I don't. From Leslie Cooper. Voted as best answer by Doyle Keith.
How is that the best answer to the question?
I'm not sure about that.
It depends on the rationale.
Yeah, it depends on your rationale. And then somebody else says, no, I've had enough goals throughout the first 77 years of my life. Now I take each day as it comes and do what comes up on WikiTree one way or another, whichever way it goes, all the various ways it goes. That's an interesting comment to that one. And then I love your attitude on life goals. Yeah, no, don't push me to do nothing. And then we have not so much a weekly goal as a daily goal. Trying to, we got to upvote that one. Got to upvote that one.
Yeah.
Not so much a weekly goal as a daily goal. That's a lot of people said, I don't set weekly goals. I set daily goals. I used to, my regime for WikiTree is the very first thing in the morning when I'm reading my emails. The last email I read is the WikiTree update that they send you. So I read that every morning, and I look to see what's going on, and I check behind other people to see what kind of great work they're doing on profiles that I manage. And I start looking through that stuff, and eventually I end up at G2G. I look through G2G to see if there's anything that I can answer. But it's not that I set that goal. It's just a part of my routine. So is that the same thing as a goal?
I don't know. That
So
sounds like a great routine. Sounds like a routine that could take a long time.
Wonderful habit.
Yeah, I have got one family that keeps getting misattributed to another family. So it gets conflated. So I keep an eye on that. So I'm always looking to make sure that the Hunt family, it is under project protection for the Southern colonies. And the children are as well, because the whole group. So the guy in New York would end up having 27 children, and they were all the children from the Virginia family. So that's why I keep up with stuff, because I just want to make sure mainly that conflation doesn't happen again. So here we go back again. That's a daily routine. So a daily goal, I guess you would say. Back when I was a greeter, I just had so much fun looking through some of the greeters' comments and some of the comments people would make when they were joining, because that was a lot of fun. So right now I've been working on my daily goal is to work on the DNA projects maintenance categories. So I've been doing that over the weekend. I even had a mistake come up. I had one extra key on my keyboard, and one of the DNA group project administrators said, "Hey, you have a Bobo." And I said, "An extra pair of eyes is always good."
Yeah.
So not so much as a weekly goal, but as a daily goal, I'm trying not to miss the minimum club 100. Now that was another biggie from Anthony Van Kampen. A lot of people were saying that they would do enough so that they would get the minimum 100 badge. So that was a big daily goal, or a monthly goal, or a weekly goal for WikiTree, was to get that daily that minimum 100 badge. Yes, but weekly goals start with daily goals. So here we go. This is David Draper, who's pretty organized here. He's given us a highlighted list: daily cleanup, random profiles with no managers, yada yada, with a few profile managers, especially if I see they haven't made any contributions lately. And then I send him a private message. All right. And look, he's got the devil's horns on that. So, but he's trying to pump them up. So he goes, "I will pump you up." Daily check of the G2G and add what I can. Let's see, participate in the weekend chat. Also, my absolute favorite place. Make sure I have passed the 1,000 contributions for the month. And that is no problem because of my daily goals. So again, people are setting the badge for the goal. And so David's cheering himself on, saying he's already passed 1,200 for this month. That's pretty good. Wow. Considering we don't have that many days in this month. We have an extra day though. Let's see. Aaron Sharkey says, "I try to source at least one unsourced profile a day, and if I miss a day or a week, I'll catch up." That's fun. I usually do more.
That's very good.
Day. That's a nice goal to have, and that increases the health of our big old shared tree. Not exactly weekly. Not exactly wiki. That's so easy to do, isn't it? Not exactly weekly, but I do set myself goals. 100 contributions a month, and secondarily to find a memorial which interests me and research the family until it connects to the main tree. So there's somebody doing some connecting there, getting that done. That's Martin Honor. Weekly goal, how many rabbit holes I can get down through successfully. That's a good one. That's from,
a good one.
Gina.
I like it.
And Yoke says, "Oh yeah, rabbit holes are the best part of WikiTree. They truly are. If you want to get lost, if you're having a bad week and you want to get lost in something, WikiTree. There you go." And that's Lisa Gervais. I don't set goals. I don't work on my own family very much. So instead, I work on whatever I see I need. That's
See,
good.
I need.
Very much, Lisa.
Nice.
Let's see. This is another one. Oliver Stegan says, no, I don't. That was his first reaction. And then he realized after reading some of the answers that he does have goals, but he didn't realize he had goals. So he's got a list here of G2G topics, give some pump ups for other people with feedback, and contribute to Remember the Children every month, which is really good. The Osterman One Name Study. Goals, pretty simple. Fix up some profiles on my watch list. A lot of people have that. They go through their watch list and check to see the error messages from the suggestion messages from the WikiTree Plus or X Plus, WikiTree Plus. Find sources for unsourced profiles, connect other ones. That's from Creighton. Roger Stong, is he in here today? I don't see him. I don't set goals. Part of me is for spontaneity. There you go. Whatever happens, happens. And then Brenda Millage says, no, I don't. Some days I don't get anything done. And that's okay.
I feel that
too. Sorry, I'm still getting over being sick for 3 weeks. Let's see. Can I answer this question from Kathy Nava? I think you can, Kathy.
I bet you can.
I think you can. Yes, I set weekly goals for my genealogy research, but they usually don't get done. She's talking about she was rocked. Miss Betsy Co. Betsy Co. Told you it was sing song. She was rocked, so she goes back through and tries to look at all the good work that was done. So that's pretty cool from Kathy. Ross Oliver says, well, it's only not only procrastination can hinder progress, but also pray. I don't even know what that word is.
Is it precrastination? Like before instead of procrastinating after?
I don't know what that word is. Somebody find that word. Is that a real word? Can I use that the next time I play Scrabble?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Lots of more questions and answers. Eric Weddington. I love Eric, but if you want to do a rabbit hole, jump on this answer. Did you get that? Nobody else got that. It's a really long answer. It's a rabbit hole. Overall goals that I'd like to get done, but don't have a set time frame, mainly because I can't guarantee the timing of things. And a lot of people did say that they set the goals and then other things pop in and out. And Eric he's got a good novel for you to read there, novella. Let's see. This is Anne Fiordolisi. See, I can say it.
There you go.
Not really. It's a day-to-day to see what's on my plate. So that's pretty cool.
And look what's on our plate, Megs. Look.
Biscuits! There you go. Thank you. Chris Wine says, no, not really. I know this is cool. No, this is a hobby, not a job. But he does things regularly. So he's got a routine. Checking in on G2G, merge requests. Yeah, merge requests, those are at the top of the list too. Yeah. I don't set goals for those. As soon as they come in, I look at them.
Yeah, just right away.
On my phone, wherever I am, not driving. I don't look at them when I'm driving.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Please don't.
No. I don't set time-bound goals per se. I do try to have a list of names to add to my tree for the next Connect-a-thon on this platform. So she keeps a list of names.
April.
Denise Jarrett says, yes, I have weekly goals that are a result of multiple daily goals. Often some of these goals are met by the end of the week, but do not prevent me from falling down rabbit holes. And she gives a frowny face. Rabbit holes are fun.
Oh, yeah.
They're fun. I look at them. And look, Oliver says, don't be sad or upset by rabbit holes. That wascally wabbit.
The wascally wabbit.
Let me zoom on down. Let's go over here. I have goals, but the only goal I have that is weekly is to check out the question of the week and respond to it if I can. Marion Cerruti, you're always so much fun on our question of the week. She has some family mysteries that she's taken this opportunity to promote her problem. So if you've got any answers for her problem, she's got a Cerruti family mystery she wants to help solve. Let's see. I'm so organized, no goals, just go on a whim. I like that one. That might be the best answer. Just going on a whim. Diane Fullerton says, no, it is to try to do 50 profiles a day, but that does not happen. Yeah, you can set up a goal for that, making those badges. But if you go down those rabbit holes, you may not make those badges. That's my issue is I go deep research when I go. No, I start work on someone, get sidetracked, finding a family member, fall down the rabbit hole of collateral lines. And next thing I know, I'm trying to add a category to every profile in a unit or military company. And I love this. Hi, I have ADHD and I let it run wild in my genealogy research. Hi, Michelle. Multiple times a month research and search for Hadley Norton Sutton's family tree, Ontario, and then Chautauqua, New York, Chautauqua, New York, Dodge, Jackson, Wisconsin, sisters. There's a whole thing. DJ Sutton, and that's multiple times a month. No way, Tammy Cochran. No way. Too many of those pesky, wascally rabbit holes. Not really, as I can get sidetracked from Al Chappelle. And he adds that he hits brick walls easily. So we should get him to sign up for the Secret Santa this year. Ooh, get some help with those brick walls.
Yeah.
Not even monthly or yearly goals. It's something I should start going. Maggie Church, I don't know how old you are, but I wish you luck. Weekly goal, broken into daily goals, usually a theme. People who served in World War I, the group who had their birthday that fortnight. I review them review them to look for amendments, additions, and adopt a new profile. Spend time on that. Links me to others where possible. So we're talking rabbit hole trails here, folks.
Nice.
We should, like I said, we should just put a big banner over the question of the week with rabbit holes. Judith Fry has a nice answer. Cynthia Perkins. I'm going to scroll on down here. I'm not doing too bad. Doyle Keith says he tries hard to get 25 per week, so he gets the 100 Club badge. Make sure you upvote some of these answers. Let's see. A remote area of rural Kansas. You have a strong interest in completing your family tree before passing it on to the next generation. That's a nice goal to have.
Yeah.
Make sure you get everything on that. And that's Elsie Libby who gives us that information. So which one of the rabbit hole answers is better for the let's see. Sidetrack brick wall easily. People, no way. There. I'm sorry, but I'm going to bump the other best question of the week off.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Too many pesky rabbit holes.
Yeah.
I'm going to get that wascally rabbit.
That's right.
All right.
So
we've got a couple of, thank you.
So Vicky Kitt says that her list of goals just keeps growing. APM 17 is like some of the others. They try to do 100 profiles a month. June, very impressive. She works on a different goal based on her research question. That's very organized.
Yes. Research questions are so helpful.
And for those who maybe not as goal-oriented and need to start small, John has a suggestion. I put some clothes in the wash, but it's not a genealogy goal, but it's a start. So
life.
Start small. That's
just
right.
Life.
That's right.
Woo, doggy. Did I show? Yeah, I did show. All right. So that's the question of the week. And thank you so much for playing. And I love all the great next question rabbit holes. What no, we don't want to know about the rabbit holes. No, not specifically.
That would be a great next question, though.
That would be a good a rabbit hole-a-thon.
A rabbit hole-a-thon.
Where nobody talks. The hosts are distracted by theirs.
Wow.
We all just sit quietly every 4 hours and think about it or look at our rabbit holes together.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. Or what, like the opposite of the connection combat, where you just start at one person and you just randomly connect to other people randomly and see who could get the longest train, the weirdest rabbit trail.
Well, that's the question of the week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to hand off to Greg. And if I just sneak out of here in a few minutes,
they'll understand.
Yes. We'll miss you.
Aw.
Great. So Wednesday was a big day this week. Well, it was a doubly big day depending on your denomination. But of course, it was Valentine's Day. And so that's what the focus of the profile. It was also Ash Wednesday and I had to play for 2 masses that day. But that has nothing to do with WikiTree, except that I didn't get any WikiTree goals done on that day. So that's that's the only connection to WikiTree. But we were focusing on Valentine's Day, February 14th, which is why I'm wearing the big red here. And the question, of course, which romantic couple are you most closely connected to?
Oops.
And so the two have been in the news the most recently, of course, are Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and they're the headliners that we start off with. But there's a bunch of others too, famous people, famous couples. So let us jump into that. Oh, come on, I just have to click on that. No, there we go. So jump over to Taylor and Travis. So if this is your first time in a few weeks joining us, the way we're going through the profiles is you have to put down which one of these people you are most closely connected to. So is it Taylor Swift or Travis Kelce? So either put Swift or Kelce, or Taylor or Travis, I guess would be, or just as easy to say. But put those in, type that in the chat, which one you are most closely connected to. If you are the exact same degrees from both, then just say that, both. Okay. And Megs, as long as you're still here, you can do.
I'm doing it both. So that.
Oh, you're doing them both, Betsy?
Thank you.
At any time, sure.
Oh, okay. Betsy has her score pad there, and she's she's taking notes. But I should apologize in advance for making my co-host work so much during this segment now. They used to nod off to sleep because I talked so long. So I devised a stratagem to keep them awake.
There you go.
But so Taylor Swift, zoom out a little bit here. Her bio is fairly short. She is, of course, still living and quite alive. And she's my 9th cousin. I think she's the closest cousin-wise relationship to me in this whole group. 18 degrees, also I think one of the closest connections to me. Her has private parents because her parents, born in the 50s, are both still alive. But of course, she's a Grammy-winning country pop singer, considered one of the greatest songwriters of her generation. Born the 13th of December, 1989 in West Reading. Reading or Reading? What do you say in Pennsylvania?
Reading.
Reading? Okay. I know in England they call it Reading, but sometimes the pronunciation changes when it crosses over. So West Reading, Pennsylvania. Scott Kingsley Swift and Andrea Finley. Age of 14, the family moved to Hendersonville, Tennessee to pursue her music career in Nashville. And then there's a lot more you could read about Taylor Swift on Wikipedia and whatnot, but I suspect many of you know a bit about her already. And then, of course, Travis Kelce, famous football player who is currently dating her. And of course, the whole controversy about how she has made him famous, and that, which, it's just crazy because, of course, he's a great football player in his own right and was famous before he started dating her anyways. Travis Michael Kelce was born the 5th of October, 1989. So they're both born in 89. So just a few months apart. He in Westlake, Cuyahoga, Ohio, parents Ed and Donna, went to Cleveland High School and the University of Cincinnati, played for the Cincinnati Bearcats, currently tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, who just won the Super Bowl. And that's my nugget of sports information.
And he has a tight end.
He plays and has a tight end. Oh my goodness. That's her comment, not mine. But and he's been part of 3 Super Bowl championships in the last 4 years, 20, 23, 24. And look at, they even put in the bio, he is dating. They should say currently dating as of the date, is what I'm thinking, because these things, I mean, maybe this will go on forever. Let's hope it does. But, you know, I'm just thinking that's a very dangerous thing to put in a bio. It could get dated very easily. But anyways, I have put down who I'm closest to, and I'm cousins with both of these folks, though Travis, you have to go back to the 1200s to find our common ancestor, whereas Taylor Swift has some French connections, so we only have to go back to 1689. Megs, who is closest to you?
Between Travis and Kelsey? Kelsey.
Yeah. Okay.
I have it in here.
And you're his cousin, but you're not her cousin. Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have my, dang it.
That's okay.
I'm sorry, it's not, I'm reloading it and it won't, the extension is on, but it's not.
Oh, okay. Right. That's okay.
Thank you.
So how are our YouTubers doing?
20 for Taylor Swift,
Okay.
versus 9 for Travis.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you going to put that in, Greg?
I'll type it in for you.
Thank you very much.
And so, since we're dealing with couples who, and this is all about Valentine's, I'm not going to make them fight each other for the challenge and give them points that way. We're going to do, bye, Megs. Good luck with the presentation.
You'll be great.
We're going to give the couple a score based on how many years they've been married. Now, in this case, they aren't married. So does anyone have any idea when they started dating?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to give them...
So, I think our folks in the chat could research that out.
They could.
Somewhere that information's got to be available.
I'm going to give them 1 because I've only heard about them over the last year. So I'm going to give them 1 point for that.
Yeah. Yep.
And technically they're not married. So, you know, maybe I should to be consistent, I should put 0 down, but I'm going to give them 1 anyways, just for the superstar status. So in the end, after we've gone through all the profiles, we'll have a winning couple instead of a winning individual with the score. But in terms of the score, Taylor Swift, her popularity in terms of WikiTree-ness has beaten Travis Kelce.
We have an intel from the chat that they've been dating approximately since September.
Approximately since September. So
that's 5 months.
5 months. Well, I'll round it up to 1 just to be generous. Okay, moving on. Kevin Bacon. The one everyone wants.
Sedgwick. Tell us in the chat.
Yeah. So Bacon or Sedgwick? Yeah, Bacon or Sedgwick. Okay, so Kevin Bacon, the one everyone wants to be 7 degrees away from. I am more than 7 degrees, according to WikiTree. Unfortunately, I'm 20 degrees away from him, but he's my cousin, though Kyra is a closer cousin to me. So far, I've been cousins to everyone. That trend is not going to continue. Kevin, of course, very famous for lots of different things, but American actor, musician. Started in Footloose, A Few Good Men, Apollo 13. He's on a movie series or a series called The Following. I don't follow The Following. Have you heard of that one, Betsy?
What is the show?
It's a TV series on Fox Television called The Following.
I've heard of it. I definitely have not watched it.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Golden Globe, Screen Actor Guilds, nominated for a Primetime Emmy. One of 6 children, born and raised in a close-knit family in Philadelphia. His mother was an elementary school teacher, all right, and his father was an architect. He married Kyra Sedgwick in 1988. Okay, so that means this will be 36 years for them. So I'm going to put that 36 down right now while I'm thinking about it. So 36 points there for married 36 years. And interestingly, they found on PBS that Kevin and Kyra Sedgwick are 9th cousins once removed. Now, I think, let's see, and I'm pretty sure I think it was Azure who said that she looked this up. Where the heck? Let's see what the connection finder tells us. So right now it's going to say the connection between us, between me and him. When I go to the connection to me, it gives my connection to Kevin, which is 20 degrees. But I'm going to copy Kyra's ID, and I'm going to go down here. So if you're ever interested in how two people who are connected to each other that aren't yourself, this is the way you do that. You just substitute your WikiTree ID with theirs, hit find the connection. And, oh, well, of course they're one connection because they're married.
Relationship.
Shoot.
You do relationship.
Connection through there. Through a common ancestor? Will that work? There we go.
Okay.
21 degrees. Oh, but we want relationship, don't we? Yes, 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 yes. Where's the... No, again. This isn't giving me what I want. I want to see if we can get closer than ninth cousin once removed. No, it says ninth cousin once removed. Okay. I thought there was a closer relationship, but maybe not. Okay. Anyways, I digress. Back to Kevin. And of course, because of his claim to fame, 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon, lots of people have shown their relationship. Over to Kyra. Actress herself, she was in The Closer, which won her a Golden Globe, born in New York City, daughter of a speech teacher, Patricia, and Henry Dwight Sedgwick V, a venture capitalist. Well, considering the initial there, V for fifth, of course he had to be a venture capitalist, that or a vegetarian, or I'm not sure what else.
Something like that.
Yeah, father was Episcopalian, her mother was Jewish, descendant of, and then some famous people that she's descended from, her ancestors, Judge Theodore Sedgwick, Endicott Peabody, William Ellery, who signed the Declaration of Independence. Very neat. Someone related to Ellery Sedgwick, the owner editor of the Atlantic Monthly. There we go. So, how are we doing here?
Well, Kira is my absolute closest of everyone this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yep. 18 degrees.
That's good. Mm-hmm.
Or no, wait a minute. I'm sorry. I put Kevin Bacon.
You did put Kevin down.
I did. I can tell you while I'm double checking that Kevin came out ahead. 18.
Okay. 18 to how
9.
many for Kevin? 9.
9.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Cool.
And no, I put it in the spreadsheet wrong. She is, it's 18 for Kira and 19 for Kevin, but.
Oh,
yeah.
9 for Kevin and 18 for Kira.
Yeah. So I'll
change
it. 1. There we go.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. Moving on. Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier. Grace Kelly, born in 12th of November, 1929 in Philadelphia. Another Philadelphia person. Sadly, she passed away at age 52. But before she married Prince Rainier and became royalty, she, of course, was a famous actress, popular actress in the 50s, did a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock movies, Dial M for Murder, To Catch a Thief, The Swan. I haven't heard of The Swan before. And she won an Academy Award for a movie called The Country Girl. Have you seen The Country Girl?
No, I don't know that one.
No, me neither. Then had a whirlwind romance, and she married Prince Rainier III of Monaco in April 1956, becoming Princess Grace of Monaco. She became the first American citizen ever to marry a reigning European monarch. And they've had 3 children, including their son, Albert II Grimaldi, who is the current reigning Prince of Monaco. Sadly, she died in a car accident, or after having been in a car accident on September 14th, 1982. And she was only 52 years old at that time. So in 82, so that would be 26 years married. So their score, the couple score gets 26 points for that. Kevin and Kyra then are still a bit ahead. Her father was a famous champion sculler. Her mother was the first coach of a women's athletic team at the University of Pennsylvania. So that's a neat, impressive accomplishment as well. And then arts held a prominent place in her family. So no surprise there, she went into the arts and that. And on the other side, Prince Rainier Louis Henri Maxence Bertrand Grimaldi was the, of course, this came to place. Marriage to the movie star Grace Kelly and his shrewd strategy of attracting business and tourism turned his tiny little state of Monaco into a jet-set resort, celebrated for its glamour, gambling, and gorgeous young royals. So he died. This is from the news briefing on April 6, 2005, when he passed away at the age of 81. So that's sad how long he had to live. So she passed away in 82, and he lived almost over 20 years later. More. That's sad.
Yeah.
And now, interesting, his title is His Serene Highness. Isn't that interesting?
I like that. Yes.
I wonder, does everyone get a different adjective depending on their personality?
I've not heard that. I've heard that is that sort of thing, but it's just like passed down. I don't know if it sounds like that's specific to him.
It does sound specific. I would have expected that would be like a part of the title for the Dalai Lama or something.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't seem like something that's a head of state. And what if, the heir is, cantankerous, His Grumpy Highness, his cantankerousness. Anyways, His Serene Highness, Prince Rainier, was born in 1923. And at that point, his mother was the sole heir of the Monaco's throne. So a fairly small family line, one heir. Now he had 3 children of his own, but interesting. There you go. So let's see how we're doing here.
Yeah, a very even, relatively even split. Princess Grace, 11.
Okay.
And Prince Rainier, 9.
Wow. 9. Okay. Very close. Moving on to the poets, Robert Browning and Elizabeth Barrett Browning. So Robert Browning, now, these are both very long profiles, very detailed. And I realized I know nothing of the poems of Robert Browning because none of the references, to his books of poetry anyways, are familiar. So if I'd had more time this morning, I would have actually gone and found a Browning poem to see if I could sort of connect to that. But he, of course, was an English poet and playwright whose mastery of the dramatic monologue made him one of the foremost Victorian poets. His poems are known for their irony, characterization, dark humor, social commentary, historical settings, and challenging vocabulary and syntax. That seems like rather daunting, doesn't it?
Yes. It's a very long subtitle.
It is a very long subtitle. But what's interesting when I read this, and this is, what do you call this? When the bias you have when you're putting your own, you're thinking about your own time, and you're looking back in the previous, and I guess a bias that I have, and I think many of us probably have, is that from years ago things were a lot more primitive and whatnot, and you don't think of that people have evolved to the same level of thought or analysis that we have. And yet when you read that, characterization, irony, social commentary, like those are all aspects of literature and criticism today. You don't.
Yes.
I don't think of that as something that comes out of the early 1800s.
Exactly. I mean, that's very much sort of contemporary literary analysis.
Yeah. So that was an awakening that, oh yeah, I shouldn't be, there are people who had lofty thoughts way long ago, right? Brilliant people are not limited to
to time or place.
Or place. That's right. Yeah. So he was born in 1812 in London, son of another Robert Browning and Sarah Weedman. And then he was married in 1846. He married another poet, Elizabeth Barrett, Moulton Barrett, at Marylebone in Middlesex, England. I actually looked up the pronunciation. I was going to pronounce it Marylebone, but found a YouTuber that said, no, it's actually Marylebone is how you would pronounce it in England. So I corrected that. And so they were married in 1846, and she passed away in Florence in 1861. So they're married just 15 years. If my math is correct there. Yeah, and unfortunately, I think it is. So they get a score of 15 for a couple points.
Yeah, very interesting from Lisa. She said things changed since Wednesday. Her connection count changed.
Wow.
I thought that's cool.
That is amazing. Wow.
Someone's been working on your branches, you or someone else.
Yeah, she's 21 from both. Now that's interesting because I'm 23 from both. It'd be interesting if we went through the same connections, Lisa. So anyway, this profile is amazing, and I do encourage people to read this. Talks all about his life and major works that he's published. So he's published books of poetry. And they all have interesting things. The one is, so there's a quote here from one of his verses, "Parting at morning." He expresses the keynote of intellectual life, where two incidents contrasting two types. "And straight was a path of gold for him, and the needs of the world of men for me." So interesting the way he phrased that dichotomy there. And so moving on to his wife, Elizabeth Barrett Browning, born Elizabeth Moulton Barrett. And she was, of course, a poet active during the Romantic movement. And during her lifetime, she was popular in both Britain and the United States. So that's kind of neat. She is one of 12 children, daughter of Edward Moulton and Mary Clark. Now, I wonder if the Mary Clark is related to the Clarks from Ireland that my Clark adoptive family is from. But I didn't investigate that yet. Since I have sort of a dead end at that point, I'm not sure if I could even answer that question, even if I did. But her growing up, they had her early life was comfortable because her family's wealth came from, which is interesting, Jamaican sugar plantations. And so they had a privileged childhood. But sadly, when she was in her teens, she contracted a lung disorder. Nature still speculated upon, and she was treated as an invalid by her parents. So she was secluded a lot of times. She published an essay anonymously, and it wasn't until later that she published something under her own name, 1838. So she started publishing as early as 1826, but it was 12 years later that she finally published something using her own name. And then shortly after, the death of her favorite brother by drowning reduced her to an invalid and a recluse, and she spent most of the next 5 years in her bedroom. So that's very sad. 1844, she published poems, which catapulted her into the role of one of the most popular writers. And Robert Browning, this guy over here, was one of her fans, wrote her a fan letter, and then his interest. So they connected because of her writing.
Yes.
He was a fan. He wrote to her. They became interested, and more than pen pals, they actually wed 2 years later.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that a nice love story? Yeah. So anyways, that was he loved Italy, and so they eventually moved to Italy, into Florence. But sadly, her health issues got worse there, and that's why she passed away so early, which is sad. But anyways, a love story for the ages. I'm cousins to I'm related to both. I'm cousins to Elizabeth, right? Yes, but not to Robert. And how are our YouTubers?
Well, I noticed, I didn't count them, but there were a lot of ties.
Oh.
Elizabeth still came out ahead with 22.
Okay.
Robert had 12.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. So Elizabeth wins the most connections here. Moving on to the Dutch connection. We have Miep Gies and her husband Jan Gies. So Miep Gies, who was born Hermine Santruschitz in Austria. Her claim to fame, well, she was the brave secretary who helped Otto Frank hide his family, and also the Van Pelts and Dr. Friedrich Fritz Pfeffer. Otto Frank's family, of course, includes Anne Frank, famous for the Diary of Anne Frank.
Of course.
So she and her husband were the ones who hid them from the Nazis. Sadly, they were eventually discovered, but they lived 2 years longer than they otherwise would have, thanks to Miep. And it was Miep who actually went into the attic after they were taken away and found the diary that Anne Frank wrote and eventually had it published. So it's thanks to her that we even know of their story.
Yes.
So she was, Miep herself was, that's the name she goes by, even though her birth name is Hermine. She was sent to the Netherlands with a group of other children because she had to recover from tuberculosis when she was young. So she was born in 1909, so she had tuberculosis when she was only 11 years old. She lived with the foster family in Leiden. And then she liked there so much that she asked to stay with them after she recuperated. So permission was granted. And it was her family, while she was in Leiden, that she was given the name Miep. And then the foster family moved to Amsterdam. She started working as an office assistant for a textile company. And during that time, she met her boyfriend, Jan Gies, who also worked at the textile company as an accountant. They started out as a friendship, evolved into a love affair, and the two both had a passion for the music of Mozart. They enjoyed regular trips to the cinema, bicycle outings on sunny days, and trips to the flea market in the Jewish neighborhood, Mutterstadt. They became engaged, but found it difficult without money to pay for a wedding or a place to live. And so Miep had to become a Dutch citizen to do that. And so she had to, she even wrote to the Netherlands Queen Wilhelmina, but didn't get a response from the Queen, sadly. She'd been working for Otto Frank since 1933. And the Frank family became friends. So the Frank family helped her out with the quest to become a Dutch citizen and securing a house. And then she returned the favor by helping them go into hiding. So anyways, and the profile goes on and on and goes on, talks a bit more about their life. She says, "I'm just one person. I can't do anything." But Miep was living proof that one ordinary person can do extraordinary things that can make an extraordinary difference in the lives of others. So very inspiring. And then when we flip over to her husband, Jan Augustus Gies, there's one interesting detail that is omitted from Miep's profile biography, and that was that Jan was actually married before he married Miep. He married, his first wife was Maria Margareta Gertruda Netten, and they were married in 1928. And at that time he worked as a Controlbeheerder, which is an office worker. I looked that up. Which makes sense because he was an accountant when he worked at the company, the Otto Frank's company. But his marriage there lasted until 1940. They got a divorce in 1940. And the marriage to Miep was in 41. So that was a very quick romance, or it started happening before the divorce came through. So I'm not sure. Anyways, he worked as the social service in Amsterdam, head of department. And then there's a whole bunch here of the World War II. So Jan was part of the Dutch resistance and did lots of stuff there, helping them out. And so it's not surprising that he and Miep were both amenable to hiding the Franks and helping them out there. And he kept on working with the Dutch resistance. So there we go. Interesting. And both they have been recognized as righteous of the nations by the Yad Vashem for their role in protecting the refugees. So that's good. So how close are our...
Well, we have a landslide for Jan.
Do we?
Yes, wow. 20, and Miep only had 1.
Oh my!
Yes.
Wow. That is quite a difference. Wow.
Yeah.
Now let's see. How long were they married? I have to get their marriage score. So they're married in 1941. She passed away in 2010, and he passed away in 1993. So I guess from 41 to 93, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 52 years. 52. I think we might have a winner.
Yes.
Definitely, they're in the lead. Can David Bowie beat them? I don't know.
Oh, you know what? You can out increase Miep to 2. Someone just posted for.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 21 for Jan.
21.
Yeah, I must need to keep drinking my coffee.
Okay. So is that still 2, or is that back to 1?
Yeah, now it's 21 to 1.
Oh my. I wonder if we look at her ancestors. Why can't I see her ancestors here? Oh, I can't see ancestors because her parents have unknown parents.
Oh, I see. Oh,
so look at that. There's why.
Are his parents known? It looks like they.
Yeah, he has an ancestors tab.
Yeah,
so he goes back a couple generations on the father's side and more generations on the mother's. And we know the Dutch project is very busy and productive. So with no wonder. Now, if we could only get her, but she was from Austria. She was born in Austria, right? So we don't have as vibrant do we have an Austria project or a Team Austria?
We might now. Well, there's Team Austria for the Thons, so
right.
That suggests, right?
That's right. Yeah. So maybe if they could, that'd be cool if we could build that out a bit here too. But that would explain it. There we go. Let's moving on to our final couple, David Bowie and Iman. Let me move this back here a little bit. There we go. David Bowie, of course, famous musician, major figure in the world of pop music for over 4 decades. I didn't realize it was that long that he was involved in music, but he got started a lot earlier than I realized. Of course, his progressive innovation in the 70s, prog rock and all that, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 96 and passed away in 2016. It doesn't seem that long ago since the January when he passed away. Yeah. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it does seem like not long ago that we heard the news. Yeah.
Time is a weird thing, isn't it? Yes. But I love that. So he was born David Robert Jones. So he could be Davy Jones, but Davy Jones is another singer, right? From the Monkees, isn't there a Davy Jones in the Monkees?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyways, put down Bowie or Iman. David or Iman?
Yep, they are. Yep.
They are? Okay, good stuff. So David Robert Jones was born. I like that. At the age of 9, he was I guess he took dance lessons for newly music and movement classes, and his teachers called his dancing vividly artistic and his poise astonishing at the age of 9.
Well, he must have had some originality, which I can believe.
Isn't that wild? That's neat.
Yeah.
What I didn't know, and did you know that, so he had a fight in one of his younger years. He was struck by a blow to the face, which left one eye permanently dilated.
Oh,
did you notice
that? I did not know that.
Okay, so I'm looking at this picture and I'm thinking like this eye here. So the right eye as I'm looking at it, but I guess it would be his left eye from his point of view. See the pupil is like takes up the whole eye basically.
Oh, interesting.
Can you see that?
Yes, now I can. Now that you've blown it up, I mean I wouldn't notice it unless you point it out to me. When you point it out to me, I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I had never noticed that before, or known that. But that's an interesting fact.
Oh, we have confirmation.
Davy Jones was from the Monkees. Yay! Thank you. Very different from this Davy Jones, who and then became known as David. By 66, he was known as David Bowie, and started a solo career. So he was born in 47, so 66. So he was only 19 at that point. So yeah, number of different bands, Space Oddity. He had been married before to Mary Angela Barnett, who was known as Angie Bowie at the time. And of course, they had a son, Zoe Bowie, who later on changed his name or became known as Duncan Jones. So went from Bowie to Jones, which was his father's original surname. Right. And then, of course, Ziggy Stardust, he came to fame with that persona, played with lots of other people, Lou Reed, John Lennon, went into some acting, did some wild stuff. Anyways, very, very famous. Wonderful profile here, which I'm not going to go read through all of it, but I highly recommend if you want a quick refresher on the life and times and fame of David Bowie, go ahead and do so. Sadly died 10th of January, 2016, which just seems like a few years ago, after 18 months of liver cancer. That's sad. Yeah. He was cremated and his ashes were scattered. And his wife, his second wife, Iman, famous model, of course, and she has the shortest profile of the week for this week, and I think possibly the shortest profile of the week that I've ever read. Her profile has 6 words, only 6 words in the biography.
What are they?
Iman is a notable fashion supermodel.
Okay.
They could have made it 7 words if they'd put supermodel, but they use supermodel.
So that's 1.
6 words. That's a pretty short biography. That is all the WikiTree has to say about that. But they do link to a Wikipedia article, which does give a little bit more info about her. So her full name at birth was Iman. Her birth name is Zahra Mohammed Abdul Majid, and she's Somali American. So she was born in Somalia in Mogadishu. Her father was, where's the father's name? I thought I saw her father's name now. So the daughter of Maryam and Mohammed Abdul Majid. And her father was a diplomat for the Somali ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Her mother was a gynecologist. 4 siblings. And she was the first girl in her family in 6 generations of sons.
Wow. They must have been so excited.
Gone over the moon. Can you imagine? That is amazing. Now, unfortunately, like we've got a private father listed here and mother unknown. Now, if her mother was a gynecologist, then, you know, she's, you know, done stuff in her own right. There's no reason why we should have a profile for her. And I'd love to see the profile of that 6 generations of only sons. Like,
yes, yeah.
So there's my challenge to, if we
Right,
do we have a
let's
Somalia
say-
project or an Africa project, but maybe I don't. I'm guessing that the records are probably difficult to find, but that would be cool to have. Like, wow, 6 generations. So there's your genealogy nugget there.
Yes, yeah.
First girl in a family of 6 generations of sons. But she's beautiful, isn't she?
She is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. And of course, everyone, I knew Chris was going to comment at this. I did not predict how quickly he commented that she starred in Star Trek. Star Trek, I think it was Star Trek 6.
Yes.
Yeah. And Fiordalisi also loved her in Star Trek. So, anyways, there we go. So my guess is that because she has very limited ancestry there and a private daughter, that Iman is going to come out on the short end in terms of connections.
Yes, it's 21-0.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, really, it's pretty hard to connect to someone who has a private father, unknown mother, and a private daughter.
Absolutely. I mean, she's probably only connected via her husband or her husband.
Oh, well, wait a second. It says there's 136 connections to her. Oh, but that would be through David probably, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Clicking on the number of connections shows the connections, and there, degree 0, the only one is Imam Boy. Oh, that's her. 0 is her. Is ground level. And then degree 1, wait a second. Go back.
Well, David Bowie and their child would be degree 1.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah. And those are private. So we can't connect to those private ones. And there we go. And there's all the boys, the Joneses, and then, there we go. So if you're connected to Iman, you can only get connected to Iman if you've gone through David Bowie. So he's by default going to win all those.
Right.
Interesting. So there we have it. And they were married for, I didn't say how long they were married for, right? But since he passed away first, they were married in, was it 96? I think it said 96 they were married. And
they remained married? They were not divorced?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I misspoke a few minutes ago.
Oh, no, 92. 92 they got married.
8 and 16, 24.
24?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, married till death, so that's...
Yeah.
But the winners for the longest marriage are the Meep and John.
Mm.
There we go. And those are your profiles of the week. And so thank you. Thank you, Betsy, for all that scorekeeping. I know that was
lots of dash.
Stressful.
No.
Thank you to everyone in the chat who played along with us.
Super
that makes
fun.
It more fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have no photos unless something came in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. But there's still an opportunity to post a photo of a home that is near and dear to your heart, and we'll show it next week. I have a tip, and we have a lot of ancestors with a February connection.
Oh, okay.
So, but let's do a tip first.
Okay.
So the tip is, and let me go here, is how to, I'm on the Link Builders team page.
Ooh.
And so the mission of the Link Builders is to connect from other websites back to WikiTree. So today's tip is going to show how you connect to WikiTree from Find a Grave.
Oh.
So there's actually a section on this sheet or on this free space page. Let me put this in the chat for everybody,
okay.
So you can look too. Excellent directions here. Now, the important thing that you need to know is we cannot put a direct link, a URL on Find a Grave. It's against their rules. Ooh. So, we have to respect that. So there are a couple of ways you can get around that and still connect back to WikiTree. So the first is if you are in Find a Grave and you are that person's manager. So this is my grandfather, and what I've done is I put in the bio, see WikiTree profile, WikiTree ID, and then his ID number. Right. So that's one thing you can do. If you are not the profile manager, let me go. This is someone connected to Azure. So you can see that I can't make an edit, but I can suggest an edit. And on that link builder free space page where I shared the URL, there's a really nice template. You don't even have to just copy and paste. It's explain you're from WikiTree and that you'd like, would they consider, adding the link to WikiTree in the bio. It's sort of all done for you. The third thing you can do is you can leave a flower. And perhaps many of you have already left a flower, but in this case, you can see what Azure has done is you can do a custom flower. And I did not know about this until yesterday. This is really cool. And this is what I'm going to show you how to do. So if I go to, now I'm going to do this for Woody Everly here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and leave a flower. Now, since I know you can't see my oh, wait a minute.
We can see red rose, pink rose.
I'm going to show you. Let's see. Share this tab instead. Slideshow. Okay. So up at the top, it says choose a category. And there's way more options than just flowers, as you can see. And there's also my scrapbook. So that is the key. Now let me come back over here. My scrapbook. So I'm going to go to my.
This is on the Find a Grave website?
Yes. Yes. So I'm on I'm good. Here I am back on Woody's profile. Okay. And now I'm going to leave a flower and I'm going to choose my scrapbook. Do you see a WikiTree heart?
I see a WikiTree heart.
Okay. So I have added that in now on that same, and I'm also going to add in the WikiTree logo so you can see that. Right. So if you all are on the link builders free space page and go to images, you'll see the WikiTree heart. You'll see the WikiTree logo, and you can download those to your computer.
Nice.
So I've already done that. So let me go back over here. I'm going to add to your scrapbook.
Okay.
Okay. So now it says manage your scrapbook. Okay. I'm going to upload new. I'm going to choose my file, which is under WikiTree photos. There's the printable logo. I don't know if you're seeing any of that, but
we didn't see the file manager, but we saw that all of a sudden it changed to WikiTree printable logo when you obviously close the file. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm custom naming it WikiTree logo. It's uploading. And now you should see both. So now I have options. I really love the heart.
I do.
I'm gonna go with that. So let me go back to let's see, go back to the memorial. Okay. So here I am. Now when I go to leave a flower and I do from my scrapbook, I'm going to select the hearts.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to say WikiTree what did I say? What did Azure say?
Ooh.
Just the profile ID on WikiTree. Okay.
Right.
So it's Everly 579 on WikiTree. Display my name, and then that's what we're going to get.
Nice.
Yeah. And so I think, especially if you put in a lot of effort to craft a beautiful profile and a rich biography, it's really nice to share. This is another way to get the word out.
Yeah. Yeah. So. I'm thinking, I've got two thoughts. One is, I'm not proud enough of many of my ancestors' profiles yet to do that. Like even like my grandparents, you know, they need to be better than, you know, before I'm ready to share them with the world, something so public as this. And then Chris's comment was, it would take forever and a day to find all the profiles and find a grave that have.
Now, I had a question about that, because that occurred to me as well. Is there a way, and I know Alesh is in the chat, is there a way to search on your watch list for profiles that have Find a Grave as a source?
Oh,
using WikiTree.
Yeah, there definitely is. There definitely is a way of doing that. But I don't know if we can find, if you can say how many have the source but have that flower as well.
Oh, I see. But I think what Chris is saying is all the profiles. I mean, I think people would just have to worry, concern.
You just have to go through one by one. Yeah.
Yeah, your own watch list. Everybody, every person for themselves.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Every person.
But I think more often than not, if a Find a Grave memorial exists, I do put it on the profile.
Yes, me too. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So, great. Okay. And then profile ancestors. So let me go to our first. Now this is something interesting and different. Give me seconds.
Tree Climber also has a good point that if we do share profiles, that gives other people the opportunity to help improve them.
Exactly.
So that's another good reason to do that.
All right. So you see an unusual. You see the National Library of Scotland. Correct? Yes.
A little trailer.
Yes, we're going to watch a movie.
Are we?
Which sort of makes up for not having any photos.
Okay.
So this, let's see. This is from Leslie Busbane, and Leslie's grandfather is George Allen. He would have been 122 on February 5th. And he was a minister in the Church of Scotland. And in his spare time, he was an avid photographer and painter of landscapes. And so this is an example of one of the films he did in 1936.
No way.
I know. Now, I tried to download this to my computer just to avoid lag, and they have it locked down. I can't.
You can't. Okay.
However, it's only 44 seconds long. It may stop a few times. So let's run it. And the little boy, I'm going to make it big. The little boy whom you see at the end is Leslie's uncle.
Oh, neat.
I wish Mags was here to see this car.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, wow.
Picnic. I mean, it just feels unheard of to have a whole movie from this era. And there's his uncle.
1930s. Like, wow.
When I first see that boat, before you see the little boy, I thought it was like real. I realized it was a toy.
How neat.
Yes, very cool. Thank you, Leslie, for sharing.
That is very cool.
Yeah. And then next we have Jane Shea's grandmother, Dorothy. Dorothy Bender, who was was born and died in February. And also Dorothy's grandmother, her grandmother, was born on February 29th. So she was a leap year baby.
A leap baby.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So this is just a really touching biography that Jane has written. I love this. I'll just read this one paragraph. Dorothy grew up in the West Kensington neighborhood of Philadelphia. She met the love of her life, James Joseph Shea Jr., when at age 13, her family moved to East Silver Street. The kid with the hat who lived across the street knocked on her door to introduce himself and gave his new neighbor a flirty welcome. Dorothy greeted him in return with a dousing of water for being fresh. Soon after, she and James were dating.
Oh, what a perfect bio for Valentine's.
I know, I just love that. So it talks, and they had a long marriage, and I believe 2 children, and talks about all the things they went through together.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah. And it ends with saying Dorothy, throughout her life, had an elegance and quiet, resourceful dignity that belied her working class roots. She was a source of unconditional love, and the home she made for her family was a place of warm welcome and stability. So
nice.
Very special.
Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. From Brenda, we have Arthur Augustus Millage Jr., also another grandparent. This was her grandfather, who was born on Valentine's Day.
Very nice.
1898. And Brenda writes, when we were young, we didn't see much of the grandparents due to travel, and they seemed very strict and forbidding. After Pops retired at 67, they moved much closer and bought a small orchard property. He became an orchardist and beekeeper for the rest of his life. Once I was grown and married, I saw a lot more of my grandparents, and we became quite close. So while he didn't do anything notable, he was important to me. And I think that, it doesn't matter what people, whether people did something that made the news,
That's right.
A presence in your life, they're important.
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Now I know Chris Wine in the chat.
Yeah.
This is her 3rd great grandfather, Joseph Kerstesi.
Okay.
Hope I did all right. She forewarned me. It's hard to say. So
yeah.
But he was born Caspar Simeon.
Oh.
Yes, he was born Jewish, and he converted in order to marry his wife Elizabeth. So Chris writes, today I'm nominating Joseph Kerstesi. He got baptized and married in February. I admire him for doing this because he was a Jew and he left his family behind to marry a Christian girl. As we know in those days back then, to leave your Jewish faith and to become a Christian meant you were dead to your Jewish family and your family wanted nothing to do with you. So yeah, that is. I wrote back to Chris, and Chris, I hope you'll let me know if you know the answer. How they picked his new name, and I mean it seems very specific, and I'm so glad that you know his birth name. I hope that will help you at some point to solve who his parents are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Thank you, Chris. And Vicky, actually, I don't. I'm not going to show the profile because it's private. But I wanted to say happy birthday to Vicky's father, Angel, who turned 73 on February 13th.
Ah, nice.
She wrote, "He's our real life guardian angel."
Oh, that's sweet.
And also, L.J. Russell wrote on the thread, I just want everybody to do the math. If you were conceived in February, that means you were born in November. So if you have a November birthday, you can maybe thank Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's right.
That is absolutely correct. So our next two profiles are parents of Nelda Spires. And I saw Nelda in the chat. I'm so glad that you were able to join us. Her parents both had February birthdays. Here's her father. They met also on Mardi Gras Day, February 5th in 1951, and became a couple on February 17th. So that didn't take long.
Wow.
And then married in July of 1952. So, yeah, she has a lot of really beautiful pictures on the profile throughout their lives. Wedding picture, and I think on her mother's profile there's a picture of Nelda and her mother. There, this one, yeah. Nice. And so Nelda's mother, I don't know if it's Bebe or Bebe. That was her nickname, Bebe.
Yeah.
Bebe had red hair, green eyes, and freckles. When she was a baby, her mother entered her in a baby beauty pageant in Pensacola, and she won second place.
Oh, nice.
And then just in the spirit of Valentine's Day, this is the journal entry from when she met her husband in 1951. Skeeter, that was his nickname. Skeeter and I met on Mardi Gras night of 1951. We had gone on a triple date. He was with another girl and I was with another boy. He liked me and asked the third boy, Randy Riles, to get him a date with me, being that he dated my best girlfriend at the time. Randy asked Barbara Bryan to ask me, and she did. I accepted. Yay for Barbara for being the middle person. I accepted, and Skeeter and I started going together Saturday night, February 17, 51.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah, I love stories like that.
Yeah, that's great.
And to wrap things up for ancestors today, this is Anne Fiordalisis, first cousin, one time removed. Thomas Maas, who was he was born on February 2nd and died on February 2nd.
Wow.
1925 to 1989 in my state, Illinois. And we have a nice picture here of the family, the Maas family in Kankakee.
Nice.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. We have one more week. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Right. So to wrap up, what's happening around WikiTree? Well, there's lots still happening in February. So we are down here. The weekend chat is going on. And do you participate in the weekend chat on the GGG, Betsy? Because I don't usually do that. The weekends
I have on and off, not recently. Yeah. Pip does such a great job with that.
Well, that's great. Yeah. And
it's a really nice community, sub-community. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, check that out, folks. Lots of people love that. And we just finished the roundup. There's a sourcing sprint, of course, question of the week, 52 ancestors. There's a global spotlight YouTube coming out on the 19th. Another connection combat will come up this coming week. I don't know what the theme's going to be for this week, but we'll find out. David,
I think it's the Underground Railroad.
Oh, yes, I did read about that somewhere. Yeah, Underground Railroad. That'll be interesting. German Stammtisch, of course. Friday date night is coming up next Friday, and then we're back to another weekend chat. And then the list of month-long challenges. There's lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff to get involved with, and ongoing events. The We Will Rock You, that's coming along well, right, Betsy?
It is. We have. I'm so grateful it's a leap year. Means we have an extra day.
One extra day. Yep. Fantastic. Yeah. Nebraska Days Challenge is going on. There's a Denmark Mini Challenge also. Of course, celebrating your ancestors with connection and lots of other stuff. And the 16 for 16 And it's not time yet to register for the Connect-a-thon, but you can put the April 12th to 15th in your calendars to mark that date, save that date.
Yep.
And that's it. Now, Megs often shows the social media page as well. I don't have that pulled up, but you can search for that and find links. So just like with the help tip that Betsy gave us about linking Find a Grave, you can also post on those social media, a bunch of things.
Yeah.
So that's about it for today. I think we can call it a wrap.
We went on and on.
We did. Still less than an hour and a half.
Yes.
But have a great week, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Betsy. Bye.